Good morning, everyone. This is Ain't Nobody Squeaky Clean. And as always, I truly appreciate you for dropping by the podcast. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. And mothers, I hope you had a fantastic day. It was your day, but don't get it twisted. Every day is Mother's Day. But I hope you felt special yesterday. For the rest of us, I just hope you had a fantastic weekend. So let's go ahead and get started. You ever notice how school prepares you for a test, but not for life? Like, seriously, we spend what, 12, 13, 14 years in classrooms? Some people go another 4 years to college. Some get master's degrees, certifications, student loans, all that time. And then adulthood shows up like, cool. Anyway, figure it out. Nobody prepared us for that part. No one. School taught us how to memorize information long enough to pass a test, but not how to handle rejection. Nobody taught us what it feels like to apply to 500 jobs and hear nothing back. Nobody taught us how to sit in a parking lot trying to figure out how your bank account went from doing okay to we might be in trouble. Nobody taught us how to manage anxiety, how to survive layoffs, how to deal with losing friends, how marriage changes over time, how raising kids can mentally and financially humble you overnight. And definitely nobody taught us how expensive, life is. I remember growing up thinking adults had everything figured out. You look at them and you're like, man, they got this thing moving like a machine. But now that I'm older, I realize most adults are just tired people with responsibilities trying not to panic in public. That's it. That's adulthood. And look, I'm not saying school has no value. Education matters. And my daughter's in the middle of college right now. And my youngest, she's in the middle of high school. We learned equations, but not emotional intelligence. So somewhere along the line, the system became more focused on producing workers than preparing human beings for life. We learned history dates, but not conflict resolution. We learned how to dissect frogs, but not how credit scores work. You mean to tell me I know the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, but nobody explained interest rates? Come on, man. What were we doing? What were they doing? And the crazy part is, some of the most important skills in life, they aren't even academic. Communication, confidence, networking, discipline, adaptability, and learning how to recover after failure. That's life. Because in the real world, nobody cares if you got a 92 on a test in 10th grade. They care, can you solve problems? Can you lead people? Can you stay calm under pressure? Can you bounce back after getting knocked down? That's real world survival. And let's talk about money for a second. Why do kids graduate knowing geometry formulas but don't know how taxes work, how loans work, how insurance works, how investing works, and how debt traps people? How easy it is to destroy your financial future before you even understand what happened. People turn 18 and get handed credit cards before they even understand interest. That's crazy. I did a speech when I was in college on how these credit card companies are almost predatory when it comes to lending to teenagers. They lure you in with what I used to call the $10,000 t-shirts. The $10,000 free t-shirts. Hey man, you want this t-shirt? I'm a college student. Of course I want that t-shirt. I don't have any money. What are we talking about here? You're going to give me a shirt and give me a line of credit? Pfft, man, sign me up. But then society judges people for struggling financially when nobody taught us the rules to the game. That's like throwing somebody into the NFL without teaching them football and then criticizing them for getting hit. And also, school quietly teaches a lot of people to fear failure. Everything is graded, everything is judged, everything is pass or fail. So people grow up terrified to try things they may not immediately be good at. It's social conditioning. Most people failed a lot. Businesses fail, relationships fail, plans fail, careers stall. That doesn't mean you failed. It means you're alive. Some of the smartest people I know struggled in school. Trust me. And some people who were straight A students struggle in the real world because life requires things no tests can measure. Can you adapt when the plan changes? Can you survive uncertainty? Can you reinvent yourself at 40, 50, 60? That's the exam nobody warned us about. And honestly, I think one of the biggest problems is that school teaches people to wait for instructions. Raise your hand, ask permission, follow directions, stay in the lines. But life rewards initiative. Nobody's coming to hand you the blueprint. Sometimes you have to create opportunity yourself. Sometimes you have to network when you're uncomfortable. Sometimes you have to bet on yourself before anybody else believes in you. And that's scary for people who trained their whole lives to wait for approval. And look, teachers are not the enemy. A lot of teachers are doing the best they can in a broken system. This isn't about blaming educators. Not at all. It's about realizing that life education often comes after school through pain, mistakes, heartbreak, struggle, failure, survival. Some of the greatest lessons you'll ever learn won't come from a classroom. They'll come from getting knocked down and standing back up, losing everything and rebuilding, realizing your worth, learning who actually loves you when life gets hard. That's where wisdom comes from. And maybe that's why so many adults feel lost, because they spent years preparing for tests, but not preparing for uncertainty, not preparing for instability, not preparing for the emotional weight of real life. And social media makes it worse because everybody now feels behind. You log online and what do you see? People are buying houses, traveling, making 6 or even 7 figures, starting businesses that are thriving from day one. But truthfully, it's not all what it seems to be. Meanwhile, you're sitting there wondering if you missed a class where everybody learned how to actually succeed in life. Was I absent that day? How did I miss this? Honestly, though, most people are just figuring it out as they go. Even the confident ones, even the successful ones, even the people like me who are posting motivational quotes every morning at 5 a.m. A lot of people are improvising life in real time. And maybe the real lesson is this: never stop learning, because graduation isn't the end of education. It's the beginning of real education. Learning yourself, learning people, learning resilience, learning money, learning peace, learning purpose. That's the curriculum that actually matters. And if you're struggling right now to figure life out, you're not stupid. You're not broken. You're human. Most of us were handed a map for school, then dropped into adulthood without directions. We're all trying to learn while surviving at the same time. And honestly, that might be the hardest class of all. So listen here. Life is not easy at all. Things are thrown towards us without a map, without a roadmap. You don't know when you go into life what it's going to look like. Are we going to get married? Are we going to have kids? Are we able to have kids? Did my marriage fall apart? Where are all my friends? What happened to my money? Oh my goodness. Addiction, transition, challenges, injuries, health scares. There's so many things that come into life that you're not prepared for because school just can't prepare us for it. So even though we want to be angry and upset at the institution for not getting us ready for life, it's almost impossible for it to do so. We just need the foundational knowledge in order to be able to decipher how I'm going to make these decisions when things pop up. So with my life experience, the only advice I have is make sound decisions. Try to make the best decision you can with the information that you have. Stay patient, learn meditation, learn prayer, and learn forgiveness, especially for yourself, because you are going to make mistakes. But at the end of the day, we need to do the best we can with what we have. But give grace to everyone, your parents, your teachers, yourselves. So if this episode hit home for you, share it with somebody else out there who's trying to figure life out in real time. And remember, just because school didn't teach you something doesn't mean that you still can't learn it. This is Ain't Nobody Squeaky Clean. And as always, I hope you have a blessed day and a blessed week. And I'll talk to you very, very soon. If there's a topic that you want to hear about, let me know. And if there's something you need me to revisit, I'm always here. Appreciate the conversation. I appreciate all of you that have subscribed on one of the various outlets. And I appreciate the feedback. Have a blessed Monday, everyone.